This man is considered by some to be one of the founding fathers of the internet. Indeed, this Nigerian engineer is viewed by many one of the people who contributed to the creation of the internet. He is an extraordinary inventor. Before continuing this video, I really want to thank the person who suggested this topic and also other video ideas that I will develop and share soon. Please feel free to share your video ideas in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. Remember, your input is valuable to me, so I can communicate and present them to others online. I also want to thank all those who like, comment, and don't hesitate to share their opinions and provide little clarifications in the comments. I am really very thankful for your actions because I realize we are creating a small community around these topics that highlight our Afro creators, our developers, our leaders. Now that the niceties are over, let's dive into the main topic. Finally, Philip Emeagwali's tale begins. Philip Emeagwali was born in Ekuro in Nigeria, but he spent most of his childhood in Onitsha in the south of the country. So he went to school until the day his life would literally change. Indeed, on July 6th, the Biafran War begins. For those unfamiliar, the Biafran War was a grim and controlled conflict between the Nigerian government and Biafran rebels. It resulted in about 2 million deaths. If you're interested, feel free to leave a comment. I will try to make a condensed video about this war, aiming to be as concise as possible. Philip and his family decide to escape through the refugee clans. According to some sources, he may have worked with the Biafran rebel forces for quite some time. But it is noted that the war finished 3 years later, in the year of Akuro, and the young boy held on to his dream of pursuing his education. Thus, he continues his studies at Christ King College. He will return to school. However, just a few months into the term, he must quit his studies because his parents lack the funds to pay for his classes, so he abandons his studies. What resonated with me is his determination and motivation. Despite his parents not having the means to fund his education, and despite not being able to attend classes, he decided to continue learning on his own. So, he learned on his own, picking up small books to study, until he finally earned a correspondence diploma, qualifying him for a London school. He even received a scholarship in the process. I must say, a young boy without financial resources and no supportive school to educate him, who succeeds in obtaining a scholarship for a school in the West, paints a vivid picture. Indeed, Philip Emeagwali reaches the United States, and once he arrives after a few years, he earns multiple degrees. He holds a master's in Oceanic and Maritime Engineering from George Washington University and a master's in Applied Mathematics from the University of Maryland. Starting from that moment, Philip Emeagwali will start to impress the scientific community. To stay in the scientific field, and indeed the entire world, while earning his degrees, he will work as an engineer. He will try to apply for a PhD in Los Angeles at the University of Michigan. Unfortunately, his application for the doctorate will be denied. He took it poorly, feeling the rejection was discriminatory in his opinion. So, he made several applications that were turned down afterward. But let me tell you, a young boy who resisted poverty, war, and not being able to go to school, this was nothing for him. So he applied to many PhD programs and got in. And in the process, as part of his PhD, he was allowed to work on a machine called the CM2 machine, which is a very powerful computer. This was the crucial turning point for his career in science and his worldwide fame. To clarify, we are in the year of the internet, which is not yet here. And Philippe is working on this famous machine that is very powerful, and he will succeed in establishing a computer architecture that allows remote machines to communicate with one another and also enables remote machines to operate very efficiently. He will also implement an architecture that lets this computer work with around 65,000 processors simultaneously in perfect unison. As a result, he succeeds in making this machine the one that performed the highest number of operations in just 1 second, totaling 3.1 billion operations in 1 second, For the time it was significant, and keep in mind there was no internet, so in research he really dedicated himself. Thus he made this machine incredibly powerful, which truly assisted numerous companies, particularly in the oil industry, allowing them to save a significant amount of money. Thus, all these discoveries will allow him to win the Golden Bell Prize in 1854, and he will be recognized worldwide for his work, and if you search his name now, you will often see articles stating he is indeed the father of the internet. Well, I won't go that far, but I believe he worked incredibly hard. In terms of science, he accomplished remarkable things, but his personal life serves as a tribute to motivation and inspiration. That said, not everything was perfect. Philip faced many criticisms, claiming he actually created nothing. He worked with a machine that was already powerful. I want to say that this machine was available to everyone, to many scientists for years, and no one managed to do much with it. I am very impressed by what he has achieved scientifically, but I am even more impressed by what he has accomplished in his personal life. This young boy lived under tough conditions and encountered war from a young age. He struggled with financial problems that stopped him from going to school. Many would have said, "School isn't for me. I'll find a job." He kept at his project until he became a respected scientist. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't hesitate to subscribe, drop a comment, and suggest topics you'd like to see on the channel. Until then, take care. Subscribe to my TikTok and YouTube pages.